Hey, happy Thursday to everybody. Jim Malone here at Dallas Trading Floor, coming to you live at Dallas Trading Floor. Well, the market is doing some great things. I mean, it seems like we're making some new highs, which is really, really great. I mean, it seems like we've shrugged off a lot of the issues that seems to have been plaguing us. So it it looks like we may be on the mend. One thing that really like to point out is how well the techs are doing as of late. It's very heartening to see that. So we seem to be into a uptrend, and we were with an uptrend under pressure, but it looks like we have changed direction, and now we are in a confirmed uptrend, which is a very good thing. The Dow Jones rallied 350 points today, and the Nasdaq is at a new high. So I'll take it. I think it's great. It's great what's happening. Just kind of wanted to go through some of the slides here, and without further ado, we'll get started here. Basically, well, if I can get that, there we go. All right. So basically, the Dow's rallied, and we're up 350 points. And the Nasdaq, that's the most important thing, is at a new high. I just kind of want to show you this. The very, very important, that key level, that 14,000 level. Well, we're beyond that now. We're up to 14,377. So, we're moving decisively up again. It seems like we now have an uptrend, moving back up. So this is a very, very good thing. The S&P is up, as well as the Dow. So, it's just all kind of coming into place. I kind of wanted to show you the stock of the day. This is the IBD stock of the day, and I feature a lot of stuff from the Investor Business Daily, which I think is a great resource, and I definitely have learned a ton of stuff from them on how to trade. So that's something that I don't get paid or anything from Investor Business Daily, but I do think it's a great resource. But I wanted to show you this one, and it's very interesting because it's in an area. It's in the chip equipment area, which of course is dominated by companies like KLA and Applied Materials. This is a smaller company, but it just is doing very, very well. And the name of this stock, and I just kind of want to point out to you, I don't own this one. It's up 107% in terms of the volume today, and the price is up about 6%. It's got a composite rating of 99, and it's with an emergency cup with handle pattern, this is the very, very best pattern. So, we have a lot of very, very powerful powerful things here. Now, there's one area that's not necessarily as great, and of course that's the industry group rating. It's 57 out of 197, which is good, which is very, very good. But and it's definitely improving. But the one thing that I think you really have to point out here with this stock is the relative strength of 93, which is tremendous, and also the composite of 99. So very, very good stock. You might want to put this one on your watch list. This is on my watch list. I have not bought this one yet, but I'm looking at it very, very strongly. KLIC is the name of the company. It's a ship equipment company. I did make one buy today. This is currently my lineup in terms of in the small portfolio, all except for NVIDIA. I can actually keep the NVIDIA in another portfolio, so that doesn't appear necessarily on my allocation. But I did buy this one today as it was breaking out, and it's unfortunately the breakout should be more powerful to buy it, but I bought it anyways because in the retail sector, it's L Brands, and it just seems to be doing really well. I have a spread on Shoe Carnival, which some of you that are on the Action Trade Alerts, I put out to everybody. This trade that's doing great. I mean, I'm up tremendously on this one, but this is also in this very strong area, this retail apparel shoes area, and it's L Brand. So that's one of the other ones that you might want to take a look at. It's up today. Just not a whole lot, about $1 a share, but almost 2%. So it's a good move considering I bought it this morning. So take a look at the allocation in my small portfolio. I still have a lot of cash. I have about 30% cash, and I'm taking half positions. I'm not taking full positions in everything right now. My biggest holding currently in my small portfolio is DocuSign, and I did buy this when it reversed higher. I've done quite well with this. Also, this Blackstone Miners. This is basically an oil. This is an oil play, and it is doing quite well as well. Um, I bought a small position in Microsoft just as it moved into the buy zone. I did buy a small position in CrowdStrike. It's down a little bit. I probably shouldn't have gone in with a full position. I did because I do like the area, the computer software area. I mean the computer security area. I do like this area. And then of course I do have a small position in Virgin Galactic. It seems like it's starting to trade well again. I've done very well with Virgin, basically by buying it, letting it come up, and then selling it, and then wait for it to go down, and rinse and repeat kind of thing. I did buy a position in Upstart. This is an interesting company that uses AI to predict credit scores for people seeking loans. So it's very interesting. It's called Upstart Technology. It's doing pretty well. And then the stock that I was talking about today, and of course that's L Brands, and that's in that retail apparel sector that seems to be doing so well. Just so everybody will know, we have a private Discord service, and basically this is a great thing because it allows people to get out and look at during the day. We do stock trading. We do a lot of kind of things, and it's a growing thing. It's basically you get direct access to me, of course. I start with the trade day at the beginning, and then I finish it up typically with a show. And then, but most importantly, it's a community of like-minded traders. And I'm going to be putting some training in there. I'm trying to do training as we go every day, a little bit, but I'm going to be more formalized on that hopefully going forward. So this could be a very nice service for a lot of people. And if you're interested in this, it's super easy to get to get on and take a look at it. This is the paywall here that you can take a look at for the special Discord service, but it's www.vinny.com and then / and then you need to put this U here, Dallas Trading Floor, and that should bring you right to the place where you can actuate the this special Discord service. So just something that you might be interested in. So without further ado, let's go do some of the questions here, and click over here and take a look at some of the first questions. Let's take a first question from Antony. What do you think about TSM and Tesla? Well, interestingly enough, Tesla today is making a move, and I definitely have my eye on Tesla. I just haven't gotten to the point where where I'm ready to buy it yet. But I'm definitely looking at it for a for a potential buy. We really need to see some more strength in Tesla. Let's see if I can get the screen up. There we go. We really need to see some more strength in Tesla before I really want to get back into it. But this was my number one stock last year, so I'm very much interested in the stock. So let's see if I can get. There we go. Oh, there. Okay. So there we go. This is the chart for Tesla here. We did do this nice reversal. It looks like we finally moved above the reversal. Now, if we can hold this 880, it might be time to get back in Tesla. But as you can see, we had this reversal on it, and we've been holding this. I want to see how it trades into tomorrow, but we could start to see a movement once again with Tesla up. Now, I may buy Tesla shares if that is the case, but I probably will buy a spread. That's that's probably what I'm gonna go. Let me hopefully I can get. Seems like I'm having these issues with. Oh, there we go. Oh, there we go. So Tesla is looking very, very strong, and it does look like it's finally reversed. So we're finally starting to see a place that we could possibly get into. This is the reversal line, and I think that if we trade in, if we can hold about this 680, then I think it's time to start moving back into Tesla. I think it's going to be, if it does, it'll be reversing higher. So this is a really good call, and definitely want to put it on your list. I'm gonna mark it down right now as a reversal. TSLA, of course, is Tesla. And let's take a look at TSM. This is Taiwan Semiconductor, and see if we have, if we have this is also an equipment maker. This isn't quite as compelling as the one that we were looking at uh, uh, just a second ago. Let's see if we can go back to that one. This is the one I would recommend instead of TSM, KLIC. That's the one I would recommend. So let's look at KLIC and compare it. KLIC, and this one is, I think, it's got a better pattern right now than TSM does. Now, hopefully, I'll get. There we go. A little bit of bandwidth issues as usual. There we go. It's back. So this, I would recommend over TSM. I would recommend this one, Kulki. I don't know how to pronounce this, and Sufa in Industries Incorporated. This is actually based in Singapore, I believe. But this is very nice. This is a cup with handle, and I would recommend this over TSM, just because TSM, TSM is a great stock, but I think that this one might be one that might give you a little bit better performance. So thank you very much for that question. Here's the thing. I would probably recommend Tesla above 680, Tesla above 680, and then instead of TSM, maybe you might want to substitute this one, KLIC. It's also in the chip equipment equipment manufacturing business. TSM, of course, is a foundry, so it's a little bit different. But I think that KLIC is going to benefit from increased spending on semiconductor fabs. Of course, as you know, Intel has committed to build two fabs in Chandler, Arizona, and I think they're going to spend about $10 billion on each one, $20 billion overall. Just a tremendous amount of money, and I do believe that Texas Instruments also is ramping up. So this company, instead of looking at TSM, which is a great company, take a look at KLIC, and I think that might give you a nice move there. Let's look at MOXC and take a look. MOXC. And see what we have going on there. Wow, look at that. Now, this is a China-based stock. I haven't really been all that active in China-based stocks as of late because they typically are harder to trade. And part of the reason that they are is because they typically have lower they have lower ownership by funds. See, this is only 3 funds are in this one. I typically like to see at least 2. 3 is beginning acceptable. But the checklist on this one is a little bit low at 55%. I think we can get a little bit better than this. This is also an online retailer. The one I have been in is sort of a meme stock, and I kind of want to point that out. I have a spread on this one. I actually don't own the shares. It's Wish, W-I-S-H, and this has been featured, I believe, in Wall Street Bets and some of the other ones. It's moved up a little bit. It was at 13. Looks like it's going to change. Looks like it's going to close right about 14. I have 15 calls in this. I have a 15-20 spread. Here's the thing. There's been a lot of action. This is according to John Dejarian, who is really terrific options trader. He indicated that there's been an awful lot of activity on the July 15 July calls. So the July 15 calls for Context Logic, symbol WISH, have been very, very active. So this is one of the ones I'm in as opposed to the China-based stock. Looks like it, for some reason, this has a tight pattern here. I don't quite know exactly, but I do have a spread. I have a 15-20 spread on this one. And it does look like this one may be, it's tough with these IPOs. This is an IPO, tough, but it does look like there's a lot of action on the 15. I think it's the July 17, 15 call. I think that's 17 call. So a lot of action on that. You might want to look at that one as well. All right, let's take a question from TikTok. Thank you very much for holding. Okay. Oh, wait a minute. I joined Vinny but did not get the Discord link. Oh, and canceled the service. Okay, well, I definitely want to talk to you. I'm just gonna put here. Let me call me at. And I'll just put the phone number in here. 233-5087. After the show. All right. So I'm going to send that out there. Hopefully that'll work. I'm going to try to take care of that problem. Okay. Your thoughts on NIO? Okay, so great. All right, let's look at NIO. Let's look at NIO here. This is also on the ready list. So this one is definitely getting ready. It's not ready to buy yet. It's on the ready list. And I'm going to put that up on the screen here in just a sec. There we go. All right. And I'll take John's question just in a second, but we're going to look at NIO first. NIO is definitely reversed. It looks like, it potentially could break out. I still think that this group is weak. I'm looking more towards Tesla rather than this one. This is sort of the Chinese Tesla, and I think that that might be a better bet than this one. I do think that it's still gathering strength. I want to see it move higher. I really kind of want to see it move up to about this 57 level before I'm going to buy it. So that's kind of my take on it with NIO. It's on my watch list. I'm getting ready, but I'm not a buyer yet, based on based on the things that I'm seeing with this. So I want to kind of take a wait see attitude on NIO. All right. Let's go to Matt's question. Sorry, I cut you off there. MOXC. And let's look at that. Okay, this is the online retard. Yeah, with this one, I think that there might be better merchandise out there. This one is definitely moving up tremendously. It's up tremendously today. I don't know what's going on here. I don't think it's a short squeeze because there's really no institutional ownership of this. But maybe there is. Let's check. I want to check to see if we've got a short squeeze going on in this one as well. So let's kind of take a look. All right, so we've got 0.3 days is short interest. It trades 2,772,200 shares a day. So that gives us about 831,000 shares short. And what is its float? It's about 18,100,000. Okay. So the short interest is 5%, which is definitely within, there is some short interest probably, but I don't think it's enough to make a difference. I can't really give you a good read on this one. I'd be a little bit careful with this. Chinese stocks typically they're primarily retail investors, not a lot of institutional money in there. So I'm a little bit, that gives me a little bit of a concern there. So. Thoughts on VRN? Let's look at WRN, excuse me. WRN. And that's Western Copper and Gold, yeah. Okay, it's pulled back a little bit. It's funny. Some of these mining stocks were doing great. I was in Vale and some of the other ones, but I got stopped out of them. I mean, I made money and then I pushed my stop loss, so I got pulled out. I haven't really been back in this. It seems like this is a group is starting to fall a little bit, but it's still pretty good. 27 down to 197 is the is that I've been seeing the area that I've been seeing most of the strength come into is the retail apparel shoes sector, believe it or not. So on this one, it's right. This is just a handle, and I wouldn't buy it here. I might consider. This is going to probably readjust down to about $1.04 share level. The problem with stocks in this price range below $10 is that they typically are very volatile. So I really don't have a good play in this. I'd be very very careful buying a stock this cheap. Um, I just think that there's better plays to make if you need a cheap stock, if you have to have a cheap stock. And by the way, my philosophy on that is you can always buy less shares of a better stock rather than more shares of not quite a good stock. Now, one of the things about cheap stocks, they're very volatile and they can move up very quickly and do very well. But instead of a Western Copper, why not look at Continental Resources? Why not look at Continental Resources, which is a much better stock, and it's only $6. That's CDEV. Maybe take a look at this one instead. Take a look at this one. This is called Continental Resources, and this one it's a little bit extended from a buy point. It's up to $7. It was $6 yesterday. This one is starting to make the move, and this is Howard Ham's company. As you can see, I have annotated this one. This is one. It's probably a little bit high to buy it right now because it is extended. But I definitely think this is the kind of stock that if you're going to look at a cheap stock under $10, this is one that you might want to take a look at. You could possibly even buy it at this level. I wouldn't buy a full position. I'd buy a half position. CDEV, if you need a cheap stock. Now, I don't recommend them many times because of the volatility situation. You do play a volatility premium. By the way, I'd like to highlight a stock that I've been buying today. It's L Brands. And I'm going to show you how this one seems to be doing very well. Its symbol is LB, and this is, I think you've heard of it, the limited, and people. I'm not really that much into retail, but right now retail is doing very, very well, and it is right at this buy point, very, very critical buy point. So I'm going to move over to the weekly chart here, and show you. You see it. We have, not only are we at the correct buy point, but we've had. We're starting to see the volume coming in. They came to some very good earnings. Their earnings per share were up 83% quarter over quarter, and their earnings were up 228%, and their sales were up 83%. So this company is basically on fire, and it's in this interesting group. I do have a spread if you're on the Action Trade Alerts, and by the way, let me put that out there for you. I did think I sent this one out on the Action Trade Alerts. As well. This is sort of a kind of a, for lack of a better term, a teaser. But we did that one. By the way, if you're not on the Action Trade Alerts, it's super easy to get on. Just go to www.senfox.com/Dallas Trading Floor, and we did do a spread on Shoe Carnival, which is splitting 2-for-1 basically on July 19th. That's also a very good one. But this is also in that group. It's L Brands. And it's a blue dot special, which in the IBD world means that it is seeing some very big activity right in the buy zone. This is one I think you might want to look at. I'm going to show you this group. This group is doing very, very well. It's 14 out of 197 in terms of the rankings. And right now, as you can see, some of the very best ones, Shoe Carnival, of course, Revolve, Boot Barn, and Lands End. But the one I'm in currently is Shoe Carnival, and then also L Brands. So let's kind of look at where it goes here. So L Brands is right here, and that's definitely doing quite well, as you can see, relative strength of 97. So that's one you might want to take a look at for. For a good suggestion in terms of kind of where to look. But the interesting thing about this sector, this retail apparel footwear sector, is it's just doing very, very well, and it's interesting how that has come about. All right, let's look at TRCH. This one was looking pretty good. I was in this one, but I got shaken out. Um, and let's see how it's. Let's check in on it again. And of course, this is an oil stock, and it is pulled back a little bit today. This is unfortunately this is one of the dangers of the cheaper stocks, the under $10 stocks. They can be very very volatile. But the volume is huge on this one. It's up 1,129% in terms of the volume. So I want to look at this one in terms of, again, the short interest. I want to see if this is still in play in terms of a shorting stock. So let's take a look at it. The short interest has gone up 63%. That's interesting. Short interest currently is 0.5 days. The average daily volume on this one is huge. It's 33,500,000. No, 30. Excuse me, 33,350,200. That's the average daily volume on this. So the amount of shares that are currently short, 16,675,100, and if we divide that by the total float, which is 130,200,000, there we go. That's going to give us a short interest of about 13%. This is starting to get into the area where we may see another short squeeze. You know, we may see another short squeeze on this one because it is getting up above about 10% of all the shares are held short. So this is something that that we possibly could see another moving up. So without further ado, basically my thing here with this one possibly can move higher. This one possibly can move higher with a short squeeze. So boy, I'm getting inundated with calls here. Sorry about that. Had to kind of get rid of some of my phone calls. All right. So now we have. All right. Okay, CCIV. This is a SPAC. This is of course, you know, they're supposedly going to merge with Lucid Motors, and it's still a SPAC. I just don't really feel comfortable until they have made made the purchase of Lucid Motors. So I really can't say anything on this one. There is a lot of short interest on this one. I kind of want to look at it to see if we do have a situation where this might be in a short squeeze situation. I don't know if we could. Okay, so let's see if there we go. So let's see if that would make sense. So the amount of short interest is 3 days. Wow, that's a lot. And it's up 34%. So the average daily volume of this is 13,540,000 shares per day, 600 shares per day. So that gives us a total amount of shares that are outstanding that are short, 40,621,800 divided by the average float is 165,600 million. So the short interest currently for CCIV is 25%. So this has a very high likelihood of potentially having a short squeeze. I'm not sure that's going to, but I would be very, very careful with this one. This one is controlled by Ackerman, so I don't really trust this one all that much. I would just be very careful. Here's the thing I would say on CCIV, Churchill Capital. I think you really need to wait until they make their acquisition of Lucid. I don't think it's a good time to trade it. I really don't. All right. Good. Hey, thank you. This is a question on symbol NET, which of course is Cloudflare, and I've been in this one too. This seems like as the market seems to be moving back into the techs, this has moved just beyond a buy point. So very, very good. You're up 15%. That's excellent. You probably bought on the reversal line. This is the reversal. So I suspect you probably bought basically probably about 64 when it hit the 200-day line. That would have been a very, very good entry point there. That would have been back in May. so about 2 months. That would have been back in May. That would have been a very good entry point, as you can see. This one's looking very good. It's pulled above the buy point. The correct buy point on this one is 95.77. So we're just a little bit extended from that. Probably not necessary. You could, if you're already in this one, it might be it's okay to add as long as you're not adding. Yeah, as long as you're pyramiding. So if you came in with a half position, then going in with a third is probably okay at this point. But I don't think this is a good point to put in a new buy on it. And the reason is because it is extended, but it's excellent. And we definitely are seeing improved strength in some of the techs. And I'm in CrowdStrike. So let's pull that one up. CRWD, and this one is right at the buy point. So if you're looking to add positions in a good area, which this is the computer software security area, then this one might be on your you might want to put this one on your radar screen. CrowdStrike Holdings, and it's right in the buy zone now at 253.70. This might be a good place. This is also very good. I think that CrowdStrike potentially is a very good candidate for a bull call spread, and I may be doing some work on this one as well. There are some red flags here, though. The computer software security area is 146 out of 197, so it's underinvested as an area. It's got a good checklist, a very good checklist. The only thing really is the earnings per share. So I do like that. The sector is getting better, but it still hasn't really recovered totally from about the February time frame. But with CrowdStrike, we've pulled above the higher high, which is 251.28. So that's one you might want to put on your radar screen watch list. Is CrowdStrike CRWD, and I'm definitely in that one as well. All right, question. Thoughts on Nike as a reopening play? Absolutely, Christian. Thank you very much for that. I have a spread on Shoe Carnival, and that's doing great. So let's look at Nike NKE. And of course, this is this is the world's largest sporting goods apparel company, and it's a Dow component. It looks as if it may have bounced here at the 200-day line. Here's something that I think that we're getting to a point where we possibly could come into this one again, but I just don't like to buy them below the 200-day line. Now it's pulled below the 200-day line, and it looks like it's reversing higher. Basically, it seems like the floor of the channel here is about 125, and it looks like it just bounced right at that level. So I probably wouldn't buy this one until it reached about 140. And the reason is, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put an alert at about 140. And why 140? Well, the reason 140 is because I want to see it move above sort of the localized higher high. And the localized higher high is 139.36. This area is improving, 58 out of 197. So this is a very much improved area, this apparel, shoes, and retail manufacturing. So this definitely, Nike probably could be a very, very good play. Now, here's one I want to show you that is going to be splitting 2 for 1. It's called Shoe Carnival SC, it's SRVL. I think that's it. Is that right? No. SC SC RL. I think it's Shoe Carnival. I think that's not right. Let me get the correct let me get the correct one. It's funny. I should know this one, but I don't. So let's pull this up and see. Let me get the right symbol for it. It's Shoe Carnival, and it's SRVL. I think it's SRVL. So let's pull that up. SRVL. So let's see if that. No. Oh goodness. I've got to get the Shoe Carnival symbol. Oh heck. Come on. All right. I'm gonna look it up here. It's gonna be shoe. So while I'm looking at that Shoe Carnival, uh, okay, why can't I find it? All right, SCVL, SCVL. That was my mistake there. So let's look at SCVL. SCVL. All right. So let's see if I can get back to that. Oh, there we go. This is Shoe Carnival, and this is one of the reasons this is going to be splitting 2 for 1 on the 19th of July. So right about right about here, it's going to be splitting 2 for 1. So let's just kind of put that in there. So basically, right about here is where it's going to be splitting two for 1. That's about the date that it's going to be splitting 2 for 1. As you can see, it's starting to move up very nicely into the into this. This area has been very, very strong. This retail apparel shoes area. It's 14. So I do think that now that we're seeing strength in this area, it seems like people are buying shoes, and it's definitely bared out in terms of how the stocks are trading. So I think that Nike could move much higher. And it does look like it has bounced and reversed off the 200-day line. So, but one thing about Nike is I would wait on Nike probably until we saw a little bit more, a little bit more power. A little bit more power. And I really want to see it move above about 140 before I would possibly be in it. And that's just because I needed to clear this higher high and sort of move up. But this could be a very nice play. I wouldn't buy it now. I'd set an alert right at about 140. So that's kind of where I would be in it. That's kind of where I'd be in it. All right. Oh, okay. Question. Oh, your thoughts on Shoe Carnival today and Shopify. Okay. Let's look at Shop. I just talked about Shoe Carnival. I think it's doing great. Shopify, of course, is HSOP. This one is if there were anybody that was a candidate to split, it would be Shopify. This one came up right up to the buy point, and this so often happens. It came right up to the buy point, which is basically 1500. It went right up there, and then it was rejected, and it's moving lower. So this thing, this thing you can buy it, but wait until it moves a little bit higher. So I do think that there definitely is some serious there's some serious opposition here at about 1500. This seems to be the ceiling on it. Let's see if it could punch through that. I really think you're going to have to do that to buy this one, because this one probably will go lower, probably down to about 1420, and then I think it may reverse higher. But this one, there definitely is a lot of resistance here at about 1500 on Shopify. So out of the two, Shopify or Shoe Carnival is obviously the best one, and the reason is SCVL. Shoe Carnival. There we go. Shoe Carnival is obviously the best one. One of the major reasons is, of course, it's that 2-for-1 split on July 19th. The other one, of course, is coming off of a much smaller base. The thing about Shopify is it's a $1,500 stock, and it's just that's a lot. It's really out of my trading range. But with Shoe Carnival, I think even at this level, now this is not necessarily a proper buy point. Not saying this is, but because of this 2-for-1 split, I still think you can get into this one until about the 19th of July and make money. That's what I've done here, and it's moving very, very nicely. This was also reversal off of the 50-day line as well. So it came down to the 50-day line and it reversed. But it's primarily the news that it's going to be splitting 2-for-1. That typically I like to trade splits because I've had very, very good luck with them. All right. Let's look at PayPal and Facebook. Now, with PayPal, I have a spread on this one, and I need to have a better way of displaying the spreads that I have out there. But if you're on the Action Trade Alerts, I do put these out from time to time. Of course, and if you're in the Discord room, I always have this available as well. And that is, but PayPal is looking very strong. It's slow and steady, wins the race kind of stock. This is the reversal line that I drew here We moved above that. I basically started acquiring it as it moved above that reversal line. It's moving right at that 10-day line, and I don't think this is going to have any major resistance probably until about 309. Now I don't expect it to go up every day. Of course, I think it's going to pull back, but as you can see, there's been some significant buying in here. It really started here with this volume spike. You see, that's kind of when it started. But the volume today was very strong as well. Anytime you see on this lower chart, this volume chart, this blue line come up to where the red average line is, this is a very, very strong, this is a, this is very good volume. So we have a lot of strength as PayPal moves higher. So I do think that PayPal, this is a little, you could definitely buy it here. This is an early buy point. The correct buy point is 309 on a consolidation, but you can buy it here. You can buy it early here. You're definitely not extended. And I think that you could start buying it here. I wouldn't buy a full position. I'd probably buy a half or a third position. And then as it moved to the buy point, consider maybe putting the other half in. As you know, the position, if you take, the way I do it is I use 8 positions. And the way that works is, let's say I have an $8,000 value portfolio. Divide that by 8. That gives us each pizza slice is worth $1,000, so a half position would be $500 in this case. Don't recommend going with any more than about a full position, and also remember to set your stop losses at about 7% down, and that way you're never risking more than about 1 or 2% of the entire value of your portfolio, so good way to play it. Let's look at Facebook and take a look to see if Facebook, how Facebook's looking. Facebook is extended right now, so I don't think you necessarily want to buy Facebook right now because it is extended. The correct buy point for Facebook was 304.67. Currently, it's trading at 343.18. It's up today, but it is extended. Really, the top level that I wouldn't buy it above the buy zone, and the top of the buy zone is basically 318.75. So basically, on technicals, Facebook is extended, but PayPal is not. PayPal is getting ready to come up to the proper buy point. It can be bought at this level. Facebook, not so much. So here's the thing: PayPal is probably, to buying it correctly. PayPal is in a much better position technically to buy it at 243.75. So between those two, I would definitely look at PayPal. You definitely can buy it right now. It is right close to its buy point at 309. All right. Let's see. ZEV, ZEV. I don't know what that is. Let's take a look for Ben. ZEV. ZEV. All right. And that is Lightning Motors. Okay, well, everybody's getting into the game when it comes to vehicles. But here's the thing: the players, the deck shares have been allocated. There's going to be a lot of also-rans to trying to get into the electric vehicle space. I understand this, but I don't think we're going to see another Tesla. One of the stocks, though, I think you need to take a look at, and I have not traded this one successfully, but I do think that this one is probably the one to be in, and that's Ford, and it bounced higher today. It's not a very expensive stock considering how significant a company it is. I mean, why buy, a company why not buy a company that can really produce the products like Ford? Ford is trading at 15.29. It's a little extended. I will tell you that. It's extended. The correct buy point was 13.62, but I think that this company can deliver, and it's bounced convincingly off the 21-day line. So instead of considering a ZEV, why not consider it an F? An F, Ford, I think has a much better potential. Ford's going to be around. It's been around for 130 years, and I don't think they're going to go out of business. And I do think that is true. Okay, great question on NVIDIA. If you've been listening for any amount of time, I've been saying that, I think that NVIDIA definitely, is going to go to 800, and I do. And the reason I do is because we have this 4-for-1 split that's happening on July 19th, and basically with this 4-for-1 split, I do think we're going to see it move higher. Now, right now the stock is extended. So I'll be honest with you. The correct buy point was 648. Now I was buying here. I was buying a little bit below there. I did sell it when we had this pullback, but I got back in with both spreads and physical shares. I do think that this one is tremendous, and I do think it's very likely to move. I don't know when it's going to move to 800, but I'm pretty sure it is. I'm pretty sure it is. So let's go to the weekly chart and kind of get an idea. 800 isn't too far away, literally, for this one, and I definitely think that we could be at 800 by July 19th. And why July 19th? Well, that is the day that it's going to start trading 4-for-1. Now, of course, after, if it goes to 800, remember, on July 19th, it's going to be 200 because it's going to split 4-for-1. That's when the day that they're going to start quoting it as split shares. So, but I definitely think it could easily go to 800. And I just think that, at least for right now, there's going to be what I believe is going to happen with NVIDIA, because it is split, and this is usually how they trade, is we're going to see an acceleration of price into the day before it splits 4-for-1, and that's July 19th. So there's still time to buy NVIDIA, I believe, into this 4-for-1 split. So definitely something that I think is really good. Thanks for that question very much. Plug Power. It had great earnings. Yeah, it did. Plug Power did announce good earnings. Let's see if it's a case of, buying the rumor, selling the news. I think that is. Let's take a look. This is what's so frustrating sometimes for people, at least it is for me, is that, a company will have fantastic earnings and then it'll go down and you go, why? Well, it's a very classic case of buying rumor, selling news. And I think that, we do have, well, it did move up. No, okay, so it did bounce. Okay. But this is still below the 200-day line. It's a little bit dangerous buying in here. This isn't a proper buy point. And so I'd be careful. You possibly can buy it as a reversal, but let's see. Let's kind of see. Yeah, this is the reversal that I've drawn here. It's definitely above that. But it seems like it's pulling back to the 200-day line. Let's see how it traded on the 15-minute chart. Just taking a look here. Yeah, it does look like there's a little bit of resistance about 34.50 on this. Really don't have a good analysis for you. I wouldn't buy this at this point just because it is in a situation where it isn't really a good buy point for Plug Power right now, unfortunately. All right. Okay. Bitcoin. All right. Well, let's first, before we get into Bitcoin, let's take a look at the GBTC. And the GBTC is what they call the Grayscale Bitcoin Trust. And what this is they hold 4% of the world's Bitcoin. So I use this as a proxy to kind of get an idea of kind of where prices are going with Bitcoin. Now, as you can see with this chart, we pulled all the way down. We pulled below this. I have a line here. This is not Bitcoin. This is the GBTC, and it looks like we've rallied up. So we're definitely in a bit of an uptrend here. We're up about 6%. So this is interesting. Let's see. There has been an issue with Bitcoin at about the at about the $30,000 to one level. Let's see if I can pull up this. Well, let's do it this way here. Maybe move it over. No, I can't. Okay. I've got so many windows open here. Let's see if I can close down some of these windows here. All right. Okay. And let's see if I can get to the right thing. And all right, we're back there. Okay, so let me pull up the let me pull up Bitcoin here. Let's see if that'll come up. All right. No, we're not seeing it. So let's see if we can. There we go. We're a little bit slow today. There we go. All right. All right. So. All right. So currently, Bitcoin is back up to about 34, 894.70, and it did make a little bit of a bounce here. I still think though that we're not out of the woods for Bitcoin. So I'm going to go to the 5-day chart. Yeah, we're definitely on the mend. Basically on basically on yesterday we sort of really hit it. We hit right down to 29,000. It seems to be trading in a range from about 30,000 at the low on up to about 40,000. That seems to be the range for Bitcoin right now. So here's the thing. I mean, I think that if you're willing to day trade it or something like that, that might work. Buying it now and waiting it to move up to about 40,000. The minute it got to about 36, 37, 38,000, I'd be a seller because I think that we're in a range, and I think the range is from about 30,000 to about 40,000. Now, here's the problem. If it falls below where we could have a lot of hurt here. So be very very careful with Bitcoin right now. It's under attack by many of the major the major central banks like in China. So be very careful with Bitcoin right now. All the cryptos they want to shut it down. I understand why, but just don't be caught in it because you could lose an awful lot of money. So I think it's trading it from about 30,000 to about 40,000, but I don't think you want to buy. I don't think you want to. If you're buying it now, I don't think you want to hold it more than up to about 39,000 and then sell it because that seems to be a range from about 30,000 to 39,000. If it falls below 30,000, then I think you want to really get out of it quick because it could fall way back down, possibly as low as 12,000 from what I'm seeing. From what I'm seeing out there. Hello, Mr. Jim. What stocks are you bullish on? Well, I have a lot of stocks that I'm bullish on. I like I like Shoe Carnival a lot. SCVL Shoe Carnival. I like Shoe Carnival. I like Nvidia a lot. I also am liking PayPal. So those are three that I really kind of like right now. That's the one I really kind of like right now. So that's kind of where I'm bullish, at least for right now. All right, let's take a look at Fetch, FTCH. See if I can get that up here. FTCH. All right, so Fetch, Farfetch Limited, and this is one that I was trading actively. I haven't really traded it since last year. It seems like it's making a move up. I haven't really looked at this one. This retail internet is not doing as well. It's still not being invested in as much as I'd like to see it. But I'm going to draw a reversal line here, and I definitely think we have moved above that reversal line. Now, here's how I draw that reversal line so everyone can tell. I go from the peak, which is 73, then I kind of go through the high point here, and then I want to get kind of three high points in a row. Now, I'm not quite there, but that's kind of for that. So this is sort of the reversal line. It does appear that Farfetch has moved higher, and critically, it's moved above this black line here, and of course, that black line is the 200-day line. I don't like to buy anything that's below this 200-day line. The reason is because what that means is in the last 200 days, it's actually retreating. So I want something that is going forward. But it's not very convincing that it's moving up. Now it is on the 10-day. As you can see, this little pink line here, that's the 10-day line, so it's above that. So that is indeed good. But it's still relatively weak. So here's the thing on this. This has a lot of overhead supply. And what I mean by that is that there's a lot of people who bought it, as it was going up here and it was going real strong, and then it got up to 65, and then it went down, and they held on. They didn't sell, and they held on, and they held on, and then it started to go down. So there's all these people pretty much here are going to sell as it comes up close to the $60 line. So here's the thing with Farfetch. I really don't want to buy it at this case, at this level. I want to buy it above 60. And the reason I want to buy it above 60 is because all of these people then will be washed out and will be moving to a new higher high. That's reflected in this checklist. I want to kind of show this to you because this is an interesting thing. We have off high of more than 15%. We typically like to buy stocks as they are within at least 15% or less of their all-time high. That just seems to work for some reason, and that is a good rule of thumb. So right now with Farfetch, it's okay to watch this one. I would not be a buyer based on that criteria. I want it to go higher. I want it to go up to at least 60. Then I'm possibly interested in it. So that's kind of my on Farfetch as a stock. Um, so I basically also want to say, if you're not on our Action Trade Alerts, super easy to do. Just kind of want to show you this. It's www. Oops, that's the YouTube address. It's www.sendfox.com/Dallas Trading Floor. And if you're looking on TikTok, it's super easy. All you have to do is go to my profile, click the link, and then you'll be taken directly to the Beacons menu, and that will give you the ability to sign up for the Action Trade Alerts. Just need first, last name, and an email address, and we'll get you right on that. Also, we do have a special trade on there right now, and of course that's the trade that we are doing on Shoe Carnival. I think it's on Shoe Carnival. Let me check. Let me check on that just really quickly to see if we have that one. Let me just show you how that looks on the screen. So let me pull this up here. There we go. This is going to be Beacons. .ai/ So let's see if we can bring this up. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, we do. We do have that out here today. And just to kind of show you kind of what it looks like, we have this bull put spread on Carnival, Shoe Carnival. So this is a nice thing if you want to get, if you're interested in possibly taking a look at this, possibly taking a look at this trade, the spread trade. Let me kind of go over here. This is sort of what it looks like if you're going to the. Here we go. Let's see if that works. There we go. This is sort of what it looks like for everybody on just that isn't on TikTok. But you go here and then you come right down here, and this is the address on this is beacons.ai/Dallas Trading Floor. But we have this very nice spread trade that's available, and it's right here. You just punch that, and it goes right into this. You have to go through, put this in, and then it'll bring you to that trade. So I think I can show it to you. Well, I think I can pull it up another way, and that is to go to. Well, anyways, that is a very nice trade. By the way, you can get that by going to beacons.ai/Dallas Trading Floor, and that will give you access to the spread trade on Shoe Carnival. Just go down, and it's the one that's bumping up and down. Just press on that. It does require your first and last name and email address. Of course, you'll be on our Action Trade Alerts, and then I'll show you that nice trade. I'm up I think I'm over $1,000 on that today. So it's quite a nice little trade that we have going on. So kind of going to be wrapping it up here because we're right at the time. So let's see if we have the last question. If I can go and get the last question here. Marine Max. Okay. Well, this is in the leisure group, and definitely an interesting one. Marine Max. It's HZO. HZO is the symbol for Marine Max. I did very well. I had a spread trade on this one that I did. It did pull back a little bit, so it's probably not the best time to buy it right yet. I think what we've got to wait is for it to reverse. It looks like it's reversing here. Let me see. Let me put a reversal line on it. Now, to do the reversal lines, typically I will go to the weekly chart and then look to see if we can do that. So it looks kind of like that is going to be the reversal line. And then if we go back over here, we can kind of see how it's looking. Okay, so here's the thing on this. I would kind of wait. I think we need to be probably at about the 50-day line, and right now that 50-day line is about 53. So here's what I would do with Marine Max. Marine Max is a good stock. It's in a great area, but I would wait until we got to about 53. If it moves above 53, then I think we can possibly buy it. But lower than that, I think it's going to be more difficult. Well, I've come to a whole hour once again. I'll be back tomorrow at 2:30. I hope everyone is doing well. Great times. The markets have started to reverse higher. I'm moving out of my cash positions, and I will be fully invested probably by Friday or possibly Monday. The market is now in a confirmed uptrend, so that's a very, very good thing that's happening right now. It's a good time to possibly go in, but you have to go into the right stocks. You have to go into the right areas. One of the areas that I'm really concentrating on right now, just seems to be doing really well, is the retail apparel and shoe category. And that's where Shoe Carnival is. It's also where another stock that I bought today, L Brands, LB, is as well. So you might want to look there. Also, there's continued strength in the oils. They're a little bit further down the road, but retail, shoe, and apparel seems to be doing very, very well. So you might want to look for things there. I'm in LB, and I'm also in Shoe Carnival, SCVL. So until tomorrow at 2:30, thanks everybody for taking a look, and I hope to see you back here 2:30 Central and 3:30 Eastern. So without further ado, I will bid adieu for tonight, and I will be back tomorrow. Thanks for watching.